Welcome to episode 2 of training for the Dragon's Back race 2025. It's my watch telling me my heart rate's going a little bit too high. So the idea is to stay in zone 2, or to keep my heart rate below 145. Today's session is 45 minutes, nice and easy, with 6 times strides at the end, with the focus that it's nice, gentle, undulating hills. It's my heart rate going too high again. Shows how lackluster my training has been recently. Stop start up the hill. It's not that I can't run up the hill, because to be honest I am quite capable of running up this hill, but the idea is to keep that intensity super low so that when I come along to a harder session, my legs are good, my lungs are good, and my body's good and ready to actually run hard on those hard sessions. Can be a little bit frustrating, especially early on in a training block, when you know what you're physically capable of doing, but the reality is, we should all probably be taking things a little bit easier at times. We all do a lot more easier runs, and most runners, I'm not going to say all of us, but most of us are very guilty of doing what I'll call a medium intensity run. So we'll go out at a rate that we feel comfortable at, which the reality is probably like an RPE of around 5, pushing on 6, but that's not going to give us the stimulus we want on our body. We need to be backing it down a little bit, easing it off to an RPE of around about a 3, cusping on a 4. The idea behind that is to keep our training very aerobic. Time for a lovely downhill stretch. So we're trying to keep the run super aerobic, so our body becomes efficient at using like our fat stores as the main energy source, because we need a lot of oxygen running through the body to have good fat burning and to process that as our primary energy source. And the more time we spend in that zone, the more efficient our body becomes at doing that, which conversely actually helps us be more efficient at running faster, because we're better at uptaking that oxygen and burning that fat. It allows us to eventually do the same at a faster and harder pace. The science is probably a little bit more complicated and more in depth than what I'm explaining at the moment, but it's kind of the general gist. Run slow, build up the ability to utilize your fat stores for energy, which improves your oxygen uptake, which is what the muscles want, which in turn allows you to run faster later on, because your muscles are then able to burn through oxygen more efficiently. So why a hill session? Hill running is fantastic for building up your leg strength. It's also fantastic for helping to keep your running form good and on point. And then hill work also helps build mental resilience, because unless you're like me and you love hills, let's face it, they're not the easiest sessions to do. They're quite tough. The purpose of strides, tell you what, I'll save that for another video. Don't want to give you all of the good stuff right at the beginning and then you don't turn back up because you've had it all. So I need to make sure you keep coming back for more. Just gonna quickly say hey to my favourite set of steps. There'll be a few future sessions using those lovely steps. And that is a wrap. That is today's session finished and complete. So just a quick little recap. It was 45 minutes of easy hills with 6 times 15-second uphill strides. Each stride has a 2-minute walk slash static recovery, and I think the session's gone quite well. We've done 5.08 miles with 768 foot of ascent. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit subscribe and press that notifications button if of course you want to follow along to my training and see how it all progresses. See you soon.